The Holy Father will take his rounds along the Papal Mobile Road.
Yo no sé qué decirles.
I don't know what to say to you.
Él sí sabe qué decirle.
But the Lord does know what to say to you.
Today on Rappler.
Quise venir para estar con ustedes.
I'm here to be with you.
Un poco tarde, me dirán, es verdad.
A little bit late, I have to say,
Pero estoy.
but I'm here.
Pope Francis flies to Leyte to visit Haiyan survivors.
Ma c'è un tifone di secondo grado che gira.
There's a second grade typhoon, unfortunately, or storm that is around us.
E i piloti dell'aereo ci hanno detto che dobbiamo uscire a luna.
And the pilots of the aeroplane have insisted that we have to leave at 1 o'clock.
Appena abbiamo tempo di arrivare all'aereo.
We only have time to get to the aeroplane.
Perché le previsioni dicono che il tempo peggiorerà.
Because the weather
nel pomeriggio.
forecast says after 1 o'clock it's going to get much worse.
Io vi chiedo scusa di questo.
So I apologize to you all.
But Tropical Storm Amang cuts his visit short. And at first in Manila, Francis poses for a selfie. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. We're coming to you from the Quirino Grandstand, where Pope Francis will hold his final Mass in the Philippines on Sunday. This is day 3 of surprises of his 5-day visit. Welcome to Rappler's Wrap for the day, a list of the most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. Pope Francis flies to Leyte Saturday morning to visit survivors of Super Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda. His trip's cut short by Tropical Storm Amang, international name Mekhala. Thousands braved the wind and rain for Holy Mass with the Pope. During the homily, Pope Francis tells the crowd why he decided to come to Leyte.
Y cuando yo vi desde Roma esta catástrofe,
When I saw from Rome that catastrophe,
sentí que tenía que estar aquí.
I felt that I had to be here.
Y ese día, esos días, decidí hacer el viaje aquí.
And on those very days, I decided to come here.
Quise venir para estar con ustedes.
I'm here to be with you.
Un poco tarde, me dirán, es verdad.
A little bit late, I have to say,
Pero estoy.
but I'm here.
Tantos de ustedes han perdido todo.
So many of you have lost everything.
Tantos de ustedes han perdido todo.
So many of you have lost everything.
Yo no sé qué decirles.
I don't know what to say to you.
Él sí sabe qué decirle.
But the Lord does know what to say to you.
Tantos de ustedes perdido parte de la familia.
Some of you have lost part of your families.
Solamente guardo silencio
All I can do is keep silence.
y los acompaño con mi corazón en silencio.
And I walk with you all with my silent heart.
Pope Francis praises Mary, the Mother of Christ. Catholic Filipinos hold Mary in high regard.
Nosotros somos como ese chico que está allí abajo,
We are like this little child just there,
que en los momentos de dolor, de pena, en los momentos que no entendemos nada, en los momentos que queremos rebelarnos,
in the moments where we have so much pain, where we no longer understand anything,
solamente nos viene tirar la mano
all
y
we,
agarrarnos de su pollera
all we can do is grab hold of her hand firmly
y decirle, mamá, como un chico cuando tiene miedo dice, mamá.
and say, Mum, as a child does to her mother when he or she feels fear.
Es quizás la única palabra que puede expresar lo que sentimos en los momentos oscuros. Madre, mamá.
It is perhaps the only word that we can say in such difficult times, mother, mum.
On the Pope Mobile, Pope Francis visits the neighboring town of Palo to bless the Pope Francis Center. But he didn't get a chance to interact with the sick and elderly waiting for him there. He also makes a quick stop at the Palo Cathedral, and he apologizes for cutting his trip short because of the storm and boards a plane back to Manila at 1 p.m.
Ma c'è un tifone di secondo grado che gira.
There's a second grade typhoon, unfortunately, or storm that is around us.
E i piloti dell'aereo ci hanno detto che dobbiamo uscire a luna.
And the pilots of the aeroplane have insisted that we have to leave at 1 o'clock.
Appena abbiamo tempo di arrivare all'aereo.
We only have time to get to the aeroplane.
Perché le previsioni dicono che il tempo peggiorerà.
Because the weather
nel pomeriggio.
forecast says after 1 o'clock it's going to get much worse.
Che io vi chiedo scusa di questo.
So I apologize to you all.
Shortly after the Pope's plane takes off, a private plane, part of its entourage, skids off the Tacloban Airport runway. Live images from the airport showed fire trucks hosing down the plane. All on board are safe, including government officials, Communications Secretary Sunny Coloma, Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa, former military chief Emmanuel Bautista, and Undersecretary Felizardo Serapio. But another accident in the airport ends in tragedy. Strong winds blew away the scaffolding supporting a speaker stack that hit Cristel May Padasas, a 27-year-old volunteer. She died in the hospital. The storm that cut short Pope Francis's Leyte trip grows stronger, with some weather forecasters, like the US JTWC and Weather Philippines, classifying it a typhoon. State Weather Bureau Pagasa says Tropical Storm Amang will hit Samar late Saturday, putting neighboring province Leyte at storm signal number 2. The Philippine Coast Guard says over 11,000 are stranded in seaports because of the storm. Pope Francis pulled off a surprise Friday night and met with his fellow Jesuits. 40 Jesuits spent close to an hour with the Pope at the Papal Nuncio's residence in Manila. The Jesuits were informed about the meeting with the Pope a week before his Philippine visit, but details were not given until this week. Ateneo de Manila University President Father Jet Villarin describes the meeting as very Jesuit, very casual. The 40 came from various Jesuit schools and ministries across the Philippines. On his third day in the Philippines, Pope Francis continues to dominate social media with small gestures that capture people's hearts. After his Tacloban Mass, riding the Pope Mobile, he swoops down to bless a baby in the crowd. When he arrived in Villamor Air Base from Leyte, he poses with a girl in a wheelchair for a selfie and exchanges the zuchetto with a man in the crowd. Tomorrow, Sunday, will be Pope Francis's last full day in Manila. At 9:45 a.m., he'll meet with leaders of other religions at the University of Santo Tomas or the UST. At 10:30 in the morning, he'll meet with youth delegates at the UST sports field, followed by a motorcade to Rizal Park, where he will hold Mass at 3:30 p.m. For those on desktop, click on the links on your screen. You can also click on the tabs below to go to a story in the video. And for those on smartphones and tablets, the links can be found below the video. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. If we look at the Mood Navigator today, you can see that the story that's gotten the most number of votes in the last 24 hours is this: the full text of Pope Francis's homily and for his Holy Mass in Tacloban. You have a whopping 89% inspired, that bright green bringing out the mood of the day. To date, most people are inspired. So that's the wrap for today, Saturday, January 17th, day 3 of Pope Francis's visit to the Philippines. Visit Rappler.com for the latest news here and around the world. Check out our other shows, Tech Wrap and Talk Thursday, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll continue to bring you updates of Pope Francis's visit. Follow the hashtag PopeFrancisPH. If there's anything you'd like the Pope to see, tweet photos with the hashtag #ShowThePope. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.